Hey guys, so it's time to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're getting closer and closer to the Royal Rumble, which is super exciting. We start out with Becky Lynch and Doudrop kind of going over, hyping up their match for the Royal Rumble. This is to set up the tag match with Becky Lynch and Doudrop versus Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan. This was kind of a fun segment in that you had two teams that were not on the same page, either one of them, really. You had Becky Lynch and Doudrop that were both determined, you follow my lead, I'll get us through this match. And because both Bianca and Liv are entering the Royal Rumble, both of them determined to win, they are not necessarily on the same page, but more so than Becky and Doudrop were. The win did happen, and it was Doudrop and Becky. However, Becky essentially had the win, and Doudrop tagged herself in to actually get the pin. So that was kind of an interesting end to there. We had some 24/7 championship stuff in the back. Just some kind of hyping up Reggie going to take on Omos, that kind of thing. That kind of took place. Edge and Beth were kind of backstage talking to several people, which I think it's kind of fun to see that stuff, and that you get to see some of that interaction. In my head, I kind of picture kind of what might go on, like some of the advice people like Edge and Beth, the veterans of this business, the Hall of Famers, might give these new up and coming people. But to kind of get to see that interaction was kind of fun. So then we did get Damian Priest and Kevin Owens. This was not for the title. It was just kind of a throwaway match. It was kind of exciting to see. I don't know if it did anyone any good necessarily, but I don't think it necessarily hurt anyone. It was interesting in that both of them, again, are going to be in the Royal Rumble match. So that was kind of fun. It got them both on TV, still gave them something to do. So there's that. And actually, that segment came from also, though, the Kevin Owens show segment. I enjoy his segments. They're funny. Sometimes he tries to get that reaction from the crowd, the hate, the that heat, and that night was no different. We then had a segment with Alpha Academy that kind of went over their win the week before. They went over the kind of shocking turn from Nikki ASH. Then we actually get the segment with Otis and Chad Gable. They're having a graduation ceremony, if you will. It was kind of fun having Riddle come out, having him in the robe and everything, and then of course Gable and Otis challenged him to kind of a test of minds, if you will. What they weren't expecting was Randy Orton from behind hitting Chad with an RKO. This was after Otis had already taken off his robe. He was going to attack Riddle. What I thought was interesting is that without any prompting from Riddle, Randy Orton voluntarily put the robe on, which is not something I would have seen coming from him. Generally, those kind of segments and that don't necessarily interest him so much. So I don't know if we're going to get the rematch for sure at some point. I don't see it happening at the Royal Rumble. There's just too many people that are entering the Rumble itself that I don't think we're going to necessarily get that. Then Vince sets up the match between Austin Theory and Finn Balor. It's exciting to see Finn Balor back. Vince was pretty determined that Theory had better win this match or else. And so it kind of disappointed me that they set Finn up for the win or for the loss there. He's kind of fallen a little bit. But maybe that means better things for him in the Rumble. We will see. We then have Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH. This is kind of giving them something different to do, which is nice. I'm kind of intrigued where this is going with Nikki's character, but at the same time, we kind of need all of the women's tag teams that we can get. So I don't know how I feel about the split of that, but I think it'll be interesting for them. So that match never actually happened. There was attacking and there was distractions. So at least there wasn't actually a win or a loss that would hurt anyone. We then did get Omos and Reggie. I don't know that this is really helping Reggie at all. I'm kind of disappointed that they're really going with this with him. I don't know that I want to call him necessarily enhancement talent, but he has skills that it would help really get others over, but it's not going to do Omos any good. Essentially squashing him. Then we had Maurice coming on out, and she called Beth out, asking her to come out herself, but Edge came out with her. They stopped at the edge of the entrance ramp there. Maurice is trying to call off the match or get it called off, and Beth isn't buying any of it. At the end of the day, Miz tries to sneak attack Edge when Beth goes into the ring, and well, that didn't work because Edge saw that coming from a mile away. But it did distract Beth enough that Maurice was able to hit her with her purse that had a brick in it. We'll see where this keeps going. With the way it's kind of picking up, I think this match could kind of steal the show there at the Royal Rumble. So we then had a fun little 8-man tag match. The Street Profits and the Mysterios taking on Dirty Dogs and Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz. The winners ended up being the baby faces, the Street Profits and Mysterios. The fun part of this segment was after it was over, you had the Mysterios, who are in the Rumble match and the Street Profits that are in the Rumble match. The Street Profits were thrown over the top rope by the Mysterios, which, I mean, at first they kind of had the shocked look on their face, but then you got that smile like, okay, we get it, every man for themselves, don't lose sight of that. But then you had Ray that threw Dominic over, and even he was kind of like, all right, I get you, Dad. Don't, again, pay attention, watch every corner. We can't both win, so I mean, I gotta watch you too.